Now you've paid a visit to a dirty toilet before, a public toilet with a lady.
Yeah, but I'm not sure I want to hear that long.
I think you. Well, I'm sure you should. I'm sure you should.
Really, you want the empty chair to tell you a story?
Come on, lay it on us.
Yeah. Well, I'll keep the names out of it. But this happened about 5 years ago. This girl that I was seeing, she had just graduated from USC. She was 21, and she was showing me for some
5 years ago. So you were 15 years her elder.
That's exactly right. Well done.
Well done. What were you?
She was.
My math isn't good. I'm not cracking wise. You, by the way, called me like a 50-year-old man. And again, people think I'm 50 now.
You're not 50, but you're not in your 30s.
I'm in my 30s.
Oh my God. Anyway. And so let me tell this story, this story of badinage and intrigue.
Yes.
And so she wanted to show me some of her old haunts at the campus of USC. Then we got hungry, so we thought, wouldn't it be cool to go to her dining hall? And we ordered food at the dining hall. It was great. And then as we were walking around the campus, she just took me aside and she said, just so you know, you and I have to be inside me, and you have to be inside me quick. So I said, fine. I said, good, because quick is exactly what you're going to get. And so I said,
romantic.
I said, I don't know where we go. I don't know what the hell we do. And so she said, come with me. And she took me into the library. I forget what it's called, Bird Library, whatever it's called. Took me to the library, went up to the second floor, and we found the men's bathroom was right near the elevator. So we went to the toilet.
The men's bathroom.
Somehow
that's even filthy.
Because if I went to the girls' bathroom, it'd be gay. Anyway, so I go.
It would be gay to go into the women's. It's nice and clean, at least in there.
This bathroom was completely clean, and to wit, it was lucky because the stall door. There's one stall in the bathroom. There's 2 urinals, 1 sink, and 1 stall. The stall walls and doors go directly to the bottom of the floor, so there's not that gap where if someone were to come in, they could see. And so we do our business, and as always, I ran her through to beat the band. And I make mad love. And then what happens is, and so things are going on, and then all of a sudden, someone comes in, so we gotta stop. And he's like, shh, 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 shh. And so we're just being quiet. And the guy clearly has to go number 2 because he's just standing there. He doesn't use the urinal. And then he just stands there for about 5 seconds, then he leaves. Okay, we should leave or we should finish the jobb. So we decide we're going to keep going and maybe finish the job. And then the guy comes in again, because through the crack I can see it's the same pants and the same shoes. And he knocks on the door and he goes, how much longer are you going to be in there? And we're like, and I of course like, just thinking, I don't feel good, man. I really don't feel, it's going to be a while. I feel terrible. You sure? Yeah, man, I don't feel good. All right. So then he leaves.
Feel good.
And so then we're like, what should we do? Should we finish or whatever? We're like, no, let's just get the hell out of here. So we decided to get the hell out of there. And right when I open the stall door, the guy comes in again. So I close the stall again. And he just decides to wait, and he just
imagine
waits.
This poor man. It's not like he's not just thinking like, you know what? Before I begin the rest of my, before I move on with the rest of the day, I just think I'm gonna make a little room for my. This guy obviously is probably actually doesn't feel good. His belly is a mess.
Find another bathroom.
He is hovering out there.
The campus of USC.
Poor man.
Find another bathroom. I guarantee there's at least one more bathroom in that building, if not on that floor. And so he just decides to wait, and he's going to wait it out. And so he just waits the whole time. So now it's one of these things where it just becomes a waiting game. What do we do? I can't say that I'm going to, so I keep saying, dude, find another bathroom, because this is going to be a while. I'll wait. And it becomes that waiting game. So now it's 5 minutes. Now it's 10 minutes of me just pretending to sit on the toilet as the poor girl stands next to the wall, just waiting. Her pants are around her ankles. And so finally the guy leaves, and we wait about 30 seconds to see if he's going to come back. He doesn't come back. And we make a mad dash out of it. And it was great. And oh my God, wasn't that exciting? Oh my God, okay, we got to get home. We didn't get that far. I finished things off in my car.
Is that right?
That's right.
Sweet Jesus.
But those days are behind me because now I'm with the love of my life. This is called a professional segue because if you remember weeks before this, I had a couple sex stories, as Banks alluded to, and I said, hey, if you have any great sex stories, send them in. And we're going to read them on the air. People send some in, and I'm going to read them right now. But what I would like to do is come up with a name for what this segment is called, and I have a perfect idea for it.
So these are sex stories.
These are sex stories from the listeners, and I'll get to that in a minute.
Because, like we just heard Dick Banks sing about, if you're a newcomer, long ago, Feeney, one of your ex-girlfriends, had you were role playing, and you had to pretend to rape her while she was. This wasn't your idea. She wanted
This
you
is her idea.
to grab her off of the track outside.
Right.
at dusk.
Why
throw
would
her
we rake
into
up
the
that old
bushes.
grave? Yeah, I had to throw her in the bushes.
Throw her in the bushes and pretend to be raping her.
Yeah, that was
all right.
bad.
Anyway, so
that was
that
bad.
inspired you. Well, who else has had? I can't be alone. In this kind of
But I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to come up with a name for this segment because this my buddy Dennis in high school. He was always like, whenever his father or his mother was in the house, hey, you want to watch my dad's closet? He's got all this porn. I said, well, oh my, he's got all this porn. But every time he would go to his dad's closet, someone would come into the house, and so it would disrupt. So we never went into his dad's closet. So, cut to a couple years later, his father passed away. And so he calls me and he goes, do me a favor, can you help me go through some of his stuff? So I went through some of his stuff. And I was like, oh my God, we have to go through his closet. And this is the back of my mind.
Is this what you're thinking about?
Yes,
the man,
it is.
The man
This is terrible. So we go into his closet and we get the porn. We say, what the hell, why don't we watch? We'll watch the porn. Put it in the VCR.
What?
It's tranny porn. And that's the God's honest truth.
That's not true.
I swear to God, women with penis, and that was
But the son just loses his father figure.
We did,
and
with
your instinct was to encourage him to slap his meat.
Not to slap his meat, but he was like, oh,
Well, then why else would you be
we
watching
all grieve in different ways. Let's go look. And we went into his dad's closet. We get out this pornography. It's tranny porn.
Oh,
you imagine
my
look on
God.
his face. He just turned it off, and I got the hell out of that house real quick. So no one went through his files that day.
Listen, I'm not being. Well, I am being glib. But do you think that, in a strange way, that if you found out a dark secret like that sort of maybe it made the loss hurt a little less?
I think it makes it hurt more.
Well, yeah.
Oh
I
my
could
God.
See it either way. Who was this man? But also, wow, very weird.
Oh, I didn't tell you the best part of the story. His father was on the tapes.
That's not.
That's
so.
not true, of course. So I figured a great name for this segment is let's go into Daddy's closet. And so that's what we're going to do right now. Jacuzzi Pete, let's go into Daddy's closet. This one's from Anonymous. He didn't want to give his name. Dear Feeney, love the show. I have to tell you this sex story so you can see how a real man makes love. College spring break, 1994. Me and my buddy Party Don, which I think is ridiculous. Party Don decided to blow off classes a few days early and head down to Cozumel, Mexico.
Funny Dave would like to meet Party Don. Can you imagine?
Party Don had gone there with his folks when he was a kid and remembered it being really rowdy. Party Don was wrong. When we got to one of the bars, there wasn't any tail around for us, so we got drunk. Really, really drunk. After a few hours, our luck changed. Some wasted Mexican chick, a real fatty boombalatti with glasses, came in and asked us if we wanted to be her friend. She smiled, laughed a lot, and kept her fat trap shut, so we figured why not. After many tequilas, Party Don asked her if she wanted to come back to our hotel. She said okie dokie, and we all walked the 4 blocks back to the shithole we were staying at, where we drank more booze.
Okie dokie.
Before we almost passed out, Party Don asked her if she wanted to have a 3-way with us. She again said okie dokie, and we had her right there in the bed. No rubbers, but hey, it was spring break and she didn't ask. Pretty lucky, right? Well, wrong. Because when we woke up the next morning, hungover as hell, we found out why she was so eager to have sex with us. It wasn't because she was drunk. It was because she was retarded. Actually mentally handicapped. I didn't think they had those in Mexico, but they do. How are we supposed to... Hold on. How are we supposed to know?
Okie dokie.
Hold on.
This is a terrible story.
How the hell were we
Who would brag about this?
Hold on. This is anonymous. How the hell?
It was anonymous.
How the hell were we supposed to know? We were drunk too. I crapped my pants. I didn't want to go to jail, especially Mexican jail, where they either kill you or make you mule cocaine. But Party Don had a
That's
solution.
what they do in jail. The court can order you to do that. Yeah, sorry. Your sentence, mule it.
I told him, haven't you done enough, Party Don? We just molested a retarded girl you brought back to our room. He told me to calm down and said he had a plan. We should just quietly get her out of the hotel and leave her somewhere. So when she got out of the bathroom, overalls on backwards, by the way, that's what we did. But so she couldn't tell the police where we were staying. Hold on. But so she couldn't tell the police where we were staying, we walked in circles and doubled back a bunch so she'd get confused about where the hotel was.
Who is this guy?
We finally found a bench and put her on it, then got the hell out of the country. We made it safely, thank Christ. Well, I did anyway. When we got back, Party Don found out that the broad gave him a VD. I still maintain the funniest thing I've ever heard is Party Don screaming, I got rings on my dick. I got rings on my dick. Serves you right for setting us down there, douche. Sometimes I wonder if my face is plastered on a wanted sign in Mexico. or if there's a half American, half Mexican dimwit with my eyes who answers okie dokie to everything. Either way, it was the best spring break ever. Top that, Feeney.
Oh my God, that is worse than
signed you. Anonymous. I wish you had the Ugats to write your name to that, sir. But that's pretty good.
Mexican dimwits with my eyes saying okie dokie to everyone.
Very funny, Anonymous.
Wow.
Very funny.
Big
Take baths.
You're a big jerk.
Who takes baths?
Jacuzzi Pete. I know he washes himself down.
In the tub, he takes it. Filling that water with bright yellow water.
His wife and mother-in-law come in there and sponge him down every third day.
Hosing him down like an elephant. Rags on sticks.
They took out the shower curtain and then just the whole room. It just poured water from the ceiling down.
Nancy,
it just was too much. It was too much a mess. They used to just hose them down in the garage.
Nancy, you missed
that was before they had to get the big horse attachment thing to.
How many times do you think he said, Nancy, you missed a fold?
All right, I quit. Goodbye.
No, Mal. No, we're kidding.
Mal's canceled.
Jacuzzi Pete, come on.
Got it. No.
You put up the picture of me looking sweaty last week.
Jacuzzi Pete walking to the car.
He's leaving. No. He's getting in his car.
There he goes.
What the hell?
He's like the umpire from that Little League game from 20 years ago.
He's like Dave Fogarty. He's leaving.
He's putting his umpiring gear into the trunk, and there he goes. Never to be seen again. Hey, Blaster Girl, I got good news and I got bad news. Good news is you're the new producer. The bad news is Feeney wants to have a word with you to earn your place the hard way. It's to say, listen, it's not just you. That's how Jacuzzi Pete got the job.
That's how Peter got it. That's how David got the job. Donovan, Gary.
Do you know Mo Damashek used to be a nurse, and as part of her rounds, one time when you're training, whatever, to be a nurse, you spend time in every possible place, and so one of the things is, of course, the emergency room. She tells a story, and I've had this confirmed by other people who've had to do stuff like this, is that when you're morbidly obese and you have to sponge down fat people, when you lift up their folds, and if they're sufficiently heavy enough, they get cockroaches in those folds.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say mold and
Can you imagine roaches?
Oh.
I'd like to see the Orkin Man. I'd like to see the commercial with the Orkin Man on that one.
This is some sanitary hospital she worked in. Is that how your parents met? They met in a hospital?
It was Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, steel country.
Was this one of your father's patients? The cockroach guy? This is some doctor and some nurse.
Yeah, he was there with his then wife, and he decided there was a better way, named Mo Damashek.
Isn't it funny that as soon as your father retired, the mortality rate dropped by 20% in Pittsburgh?
All right, where's Jacuzzi Pete?